Hey guys, Didi here from the LPNation and welcome to my new series called Discover on Steam. In this series we'll focus on games located in Steam's early access and greenlight sections. Today we're going to be taking a look at an indie title called Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball by Erik Asmussen. Hope I pronounced that correctly. This game is an early access title and still in development, and a simple patch by the developer would royally screw my Discover video. For the sake of my sanity and pronunciation, we will call this game Disco Dodgeball. So what is Disco Dodgeball? As suggested in the title, you're a wind-wheeled robot playing dodgeball mixed with a little modern-day Saturday Night Fever. It's essentially a futuristic FPS arena sports title. It combines familiar elements from games that don't suck, like GoldenEye, Mario Kart, and Unreal 2K Hockey, if you guys remember that. Graphically, this game may look unimpressive, but who gives a crap? This game is bloody awesome. Disco Dodgeball follows basic dodgeball mechanics such as picking up a ball and trying to decapitate your opponent with as much strength your 8-year-old arms can muster. However, instead of running off a basketball court crying with a bloody nose because you failed to dodge an inanimate object, you simply explode. This game is unique compared to real dodgeball due to having 8 different game modes such as Deathmatch. For how much I would love to see a real-life version of this, it's simply considered unethical. To the design of the game, aesthetically, this game looks great. It's colorful compared to current modern-day shooters, which are gray, bland, and looks like death. There are currently 7 arenas to compete in. Whether you're that type of individual who enjoys shouting Leroy Jenkins challenging everything to Mortal Kombat, or that drunk asshole dancing horrendously behind the speakers, you will find that these multi-level skate park / dance club arenas will cater to your playstyle. This is due to the collection of maps' simple designs. Do not confuse simple with basic. Basic is boring, simple is less than complex, and complex hurts my brain. Each match supports up to 12 players and AI. There are currently 3 different difficulty levels for AI, easy, medium, and hard, also known as the Terminator mode. If selected, when creating a game, all empty slots will be initially filled by the cast of Reboot. If a new player joins, they will simply replace a computer's billet and erase any meaning of existence that they previously had. So whether you play team mode or free-for-all, your game will feel fully alive and there will always be someone there to remind you how much you suck. Also, each server is hosted by a third party and utilizes host migration. So if you're that dick that gets off by shutting down servers to intentionally piss people off, you're going to have to find another avenue to release your sexual frustration. The controls of this game are fairly simple. If you have played any FPSs on the PC, you'll feel right at home. If not, you have been severely deprived. Some notable controls with a weird twist are the sprint, brake, and jump commands. In this game, you can sprint by holding shift, which can exhaust and can be visually located at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. This mechanic is pretty awesome if you want to pretend to be ET and launch yourself into the air via ramp. To brake, you simply hold the control and wait for the cue for hammer time. And to jump, you simply hold space. Jumping into the game won't actually launch you into the air until you let go of the spacebar. The longer you hold space, the more it charges, the higher you fly. This can be visually located on the bottom center of your screen. There are other mechanics such as drifting, which I won't go into due to not mastering Fast and Furious techniques, and I will need to end this video someday. Now to the core of the game, the dodgeball. Neutral dodgeballs in this game are visualized by white spheres lying on the ground. To throw a ball, you simply push your left mouse button. If you hold the left mouse button, you can charge up your shot, turning your girly toss into a Kamehameha and potentially decimating your foes. When picking up a ball, it will change to the color of your team. If you're on the blue team, your ball will turn blue and will possibly be agonizingly painful. If you throw your blue ball and hit a red robot, you will lead them into a horrible death. If you throw your blue ball and hit a blue robot, they will catch it and possibly fondle it. If you happen to have a ball in your hands and an enemy throws one at you, you can block their shot by connecting balls. If you do not have a ball in your hands and an enemy throws one at you, you can catch it by simply pressing the left mouse button at the right time. What you do with that at this point is up to your private personal preference. Like I said earlier, there are 8 different game modes. Killing your opponents by way of ball will remain consistent, but achieving victory will vary by mode. I will only go briefly over them because this is not a tips and tricks video and I prefer to keep my advantage when facing you in the arena. The first is Deathmatch. For individuals who think ignoring objectives and killing opponents is how you achieve victory, this is where you belong. 1 kill equals 1 point, multiple kills equal victory. The second game mode is Score Battle. When eliminating your opponents, you gain points relevant to the maneuver you utilize to kill them. For example, if you embarrassingly take out a foe with a bitch throw, you gain a score of 50. If you summon the reflexes of a star-nosed mole, you can grab a ball and immediately toss it at your enemy, scoring you 100 points. If your team hits the score cap, you win. The next game mode replicates traditional dodgeball and elimination. Players who get eliminated will not naturally respawn. When a player catches an enemy's ball, however, a teammate from the player's said team will come back into action. When all enemies are eliminated, your team scores a point. Earn enough points and your team wins the game. The fourth game mode is called Hoops. On top of having your standard white balls, there is a golden ball that spawns. Don't worry, this annoying bastard won't fly off away from you. To score points in this mode, you take the golden ball and you throw it through the enemy's hoop. Just a friendly tip, unless you're a masochist, do not play this mode with only bots. Trust me. The next mode is called Super Ball. Just like Hoops, there's a single golden ball that spawns. If your team is in possession of this ball, you slowly gain points. The objective of the team not in possession of the golden ball is to coordinate and furiously launch all their balls simultaneously at the face of the individual hugging the golden ball. The sixth mode is called Demolition Derby. Not being effective at this mode, I'm going to read the patch notes. Hit the checkpoints to score team points. Checkpoint leader earns bonuses. Winning team is determined by which individual player hits a certain checkpoint threshold. So essentially, in a map, a checkpoint will spawn for you. If you run over it, you gain a point. The seventh mode is called Horde mode. It's a single player mode where enemies constantly spawn and you try to survive. It doesn't matter if you hit the Equalize of the map and destroy 20 robots. You get hit once, game over. The last mode is Practice mode. Here, you're God. The soundtrack of this game is pretty impressive. I constantly found myself resisting the urge to take my hands off the mouse and keyboard and do a Harlem Shake. For being strictly electronic, there is a wide variety of music. Unlike traditional games, the soundtrack is constantly in go. Whether you start or leave a game, the song will not stop. This may be a nightmare for those who dislike music or sound in general. If you pay attention to the design of the level, the maps will react to the current song that is playing. One thing to point out is the awesome monster truck promo announcer. It is my firm belief that no game should be released without having one. Before I get to my final thoughts, I'll be going over the interface and menu. The interface is easy to see, so you'll never feel like you're wearing a ski mask. Your crosshair is a small white dot that does not distract you from your environment. There are levels and experience in this game which serve no purpose other than to increase your size of your EP 1 inch at a time. You can also customize your robot. You will be able to change its colors and switch between a few amounts of facial modifications. And finally, a leaderboard I cannot get to work. The core mechanics for Disco Dodgeball works well and is fun overall. This game is still in development and there are a few things I would love to see modified or added by its full release. First being more customization options for my robot. Other than facial designs, maybe body modifications or tattoos, possibly more tires. I would also like to see mod support. It'd be crazy to see the creative maps the community can come up with. Another interesting aspect would be modifications to the physics. Allowing players to jump higher or throw and bounce a ball harder would add new elements to this already competitive game. Like I said earlier, this game aesthetically looks good, however I would like to see more oomph from the textures. So if you're a fan of old school battle arena games, looking for non-traditional FPS, or just looking for some color in your games, I recommend taking a look at Disco Dodgeball. I'm the Deity and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next episode of Discover on Steam.